All right, my name's Pavel Vasilisk. I live in San Francisco, and I basically came here to learn more about Facebook. And like about a week ago, I went through a lot of Facebook courses, spent a lot of money just going through a whole bunch of stuff. And about like last week or something, I was just like talking to some friends. I was like, "Yeah, I'm a genius in Facebook," right? And then Steven was just like, we got to go to this event in Wisconsin with this guy, and I never heard of Jason before. This was like the first time I ever heard of him. I was like, is this gonna be like every other course that I've taken? I was like, I'm kind of skeptical. I was like, is this gonna be about how to create like fan pages and stuff, and like really basic stuff that I've already gone over before. So I get here already thinking I'm like super smart and like thinking I'm like on the top, and then I come here and realize like I don't know nothing, dude. And like day two, my brain just like turned into a potato because of like all the stuff that like I never even thought to run ads the way he's running them. I was just like one of the breakthroughs I had was just like scaling. And I would just like dump all my money into an ad, and then like the next day it just wouldn't be running. And then so that's one of the things we went over, and I was sitting there, I was like, oh, I can't believe I just like ruined an entire campaign because I was just dumping money into it. So we're pretty much like, I'm spending about maybe like $1,000, $2,000 a day on ads, and he just really showed me how to get like every penny of profit with using that kind of money. So, which before it was like, the more money you're spending, the more everything costs. And so that was really sick. So like, I really like that. And yeah, so I'm ready to crush it. I thought this was an awesome event, totally worth it. Happy. I'm leaving here with like zero questions. I'm just leaving here like, I don't know, like a marketer on steroids or something. I feel like, I don't know. Everything I've learned so far up until this point on Facebook, like nobody really knew why, or when I would talk to people, nobody would know why or how Facebook really approves ads and through like copy and how you write them, like the psychology of everything that's going on. It was kind of like a guessing game. So like coming here was just like taking that like tip of the iceberg of what we thought we knew, which we thought was the entire iceberg, when in reality it was just like it was just ridiculous. So like basically like learning how to write copy and getting the message across to your audience, to like whatever business you're running, whether it's you're an affiliate marketing, network marketing, if you're running brick and mortar business or whatever you're doing, like how to really speak to that audience where they really feel like you're just speaking to them, but in a way that's also very compliant with Facebook, so they just don't slap you in the face and shut your account down. So there's ways of doing it where it's more as effective, if not more effective, than the way that people are doing it and kind of risking their accounts. So it's really cool. And then just basically the psychology of how to structure a campaign, like what to say, how to have the proper headline, so people are basically like zoned in on it and really want to click everything that you're sending out, or at least most of it. So I mean, that was one of the. I don't even know what to think right now. My brain is like fried after all this information. So like I got to go over all the notes I took. So I mean, it was intense. It was insane.
That's perfect. Did you feel like he held anything back?
No. This is what we talked about earlier too. We were talking with the team because we work with Shakir, and we work for him. We run a lot of his ads. And we were talking about this, and we were like, man, doesn't it feel like every other course you take online, or like every other event you go to, you're sitting there and you're like, you're holding something back. Like, I know you are. So it didn't even feel like that. I was like, the cool part was like every question I asked, like I had an answer. There wasn't like a really quick answer. So I knew he was just like, he knew what he was talking about, and he didn't really like, what's there to hold back? It's either like give him everything and do it or don't do it. I don't know. So I don't think there was no holding back. I thought this was the sickest event I've been to, especially about Facebook. Yeah, it was really interesting to see that mostly everyone was already at a certain point where they were kind of also getting it. So everything that we were learning here was just like, I don't know, to me in my experience, it was just like, I don't know, it seemed like everyone got to that same level really quickly in the 3 days that we were here. So meeting people that were also running different types of businesses, not just the kind of business that I run, but also seeing the variety of businesses and how Facebook and all this training, all this stuff that we learned this weekend applies to every single one of them. So it's like, yeah, now I truly believe that this stuff can like work for any business. That's like the craziest part, because before I was just like, I don't know if it can work for any business. Well, like after seeing the variety of different niches and businesses that people are running, it was pretty crazy to see. Yeah, I would seriously recommend Jason to work with him, or either have him like be a client of his or whatever. I would highly recommend that. Even if you're just getting started with Facebook, he'll walk you through all of it. It's just like you really get it at a point where this is how it should be. This is how you should run it, and this is how the people at the top run it. None of that weird, sketchy stuff that other people do. I highly recommend it. Even if you think you know your Facebook, I highly recommend that you still come here, because there's definitely stuff in here that you might leave being like, maybe I'm not so smart. Like,